Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to Beginner Music Theory video number 5. In this video, we're going to cover the intervals from note to note and their inverses so that you know kind of how simple it can be to remember what's what. So let's start with a pretty common one, which is a fifth. We know it as a power chord on a guitar. If you don't play guitar, that's fine. So a fifth, what is a fifth? A fifth is when you start a major scale and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you do that from any note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a fifth there. Now, if you're a guitarist or you play a piano or something where you get to where you just memorize spacing, you'll kind of know that off the cuff. Okay, but what's the inverse of a fifth? Okay, so those two notes are happening right there and they're a fifth apart. This is D, that's A. Okay, well, A to D, so you've got nothing but D, A, and D here, but that's a fifth, that's a fourth. So when you flip it around, so D to A is a fifth, but A up to D is a fourth. So fifth and fourth are an inverse. Well, what makes them inverse? Well, what makes them inverse is you're just using the same two notes, you're just flipping which one's on the bottom. Same two notes, bottom moves. Bottom becomes top, top becomes bottom, you've got a different interval. That works with all of the intervals except for the octave. The octave is going to invert to an octave. Because it's the same note anyway. So now you go up here, still the same note, it just keeps rolling up higher or lower, down. So the octave is the one you can ignore. Now, let's take a funky one, like a minor second. So we need this note and that note at the same time. Now, piano, it's really easy to play those two notes at the same time. On a guitar, not so much. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of room. We're going to do it here. So what do I need here? That's an F sharp, that's a G. Right there, open is a G. So there you go, that's a minor second. Up, a minor second. What's the inverse? The inverse is what's called a major seventh. So the G is up top, the F sharp's on the bottom in this case. Well, let's put the G in the bottom and leave the F sharp up top. Now you have a major seventh. You have a much bigger gap between the two because you flipped them. So the inverse of a minor second is a major seventh. The inverse of any minor anything will always be a major something else. So now let's just kind of hang out there and let's do the inverse of a major second. So we've got F natural and a G. We're going to use that open to let it ring so you can hear them together. F natural, G. Okay. Now we invert it. We got the G in the bottom now. So you have a major second there. That's a minor seventh, is the inverse of a major second. So I'll run you through them quick. The inverse of a major third is going to be a minor sixth. The inverse of a minor third is going to be a major sixth. The inverse of a fourth is a fifth. The inverse of a minor second is a major seventh. The inverse of a major second is a minor seventh. Fourth, fifth, like I said earlier. And then from there, you've covered everything other than the weird stuff, like a tritone, for example. Well, what's interesting about a tritone is it splits the octave perfectly. So if I were to put this note on the bottom, I've got a tritone, it just has a different lower note. Still using the same two notes, but shape-wise, you can see, right? It's the little bunny ears. Bunny ears. I don't care what you say, they're bunny ears. So yeah, that's the intervals, is like kind of real quick and dirty about like what they are, what their inverses are, you know, like, so here we are, minor third there, major sixth. Same note, octave down. Major third, minor sixth. There you go. Those are the intervals. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope it all makes sense. Watch it a couple of times. I kind of ran through it a little quick. But I feel like with everything I'm talking about in any of these videos, just keep it simple. Don't think too hard about it. You know, it's just this space flipped upside down equals that space. And then it's that way forever. Have a wonderful day. You're going to do awesome.